Hey everyone, it's your girl Nisi here with Wild Pear Tarot. Thanks so much for tuning in to my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm a tarot and oracle reader that specializes in celebrity readings, also providing channeled messages for the collective. I'm also an alchemist and a light worker. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to get started here. I actually have a spiritual channeled message for the collective. I was doing some meditating and just talking with Spirit, and Spirit said that a message needs to be brought forth. So we're going to get into it. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. All right? Before we get started, I wanted to go over some of the crystals that I have and also the decks that I'll be using for this channeled message. So the first crystal we're using is the red jasper crystal, or stone. And we're also using the carnelian crystal, or stone. And then, of course, my tried and true selenite wand. Right? Okay, so let's go over the decks that we're using. I'm using the Moonology Oracle cards. And I'm also using the Sacred Earth Oracle deck. Really amazing deck. All right. So let's get started. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay, I'm just going to shuffle here with each deck and we'll get started. All right, so let's turn over the oracle cards here and see what messages are coming through. All right, so we have full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. And the waning moon. What do you need to release? So as I was shuffling, a song came to me, the Never Too Much song by Luther Vandross. So what I'm hearing from Spirit is interesting. Spirit is saying, like, under the gaze of life, you're able to kind of see what it is that you need and want for your life. This is not only about release, this is also about vision. This is about vision. This is about seeing. This is about sight. And then subtracting. This is about vision. This is about seeing. This is about sight. And then subtracting or taking something out of the equation so that it can reach equanimity or have equanimity. You know, spirit keeps, I keep hearing Luther Vandross singing never too much, never too much, never too much, never too much, right? That that chorus where he's like just singing that over and over again. It's never too much, right? So anything that you want to obtain or claim for yourself, never feel like it's excessive. Never feel like it's too high, or it's too much for me to dream this. It's too much for me to have. Because that is rooted in unworthiness. That's rooted in fear. Instead, there's something like, there should be a starting point that you can catapult off of. You know, when I think of this, I'm looking at this Sagittarius card, and there's a bow and arrow here. There's a bow and arrow pictured on top of this moon here. And, you know, when I think of a bow and arrow, I think of it, you know, you think of what? You think of like something hitting its target, something being launched so that it can hit its target, it can hit its bullseye. But what does it need? It needs a force. It needs some sort of strength that's going against it to then push it, right? To push it out, to bring it forth, and so that it can go far, and not just like, you know, you see how some people are still training and still learning how to shoot a bow and arrow, and it doesn't go that far. You have to know how much, you know, pressure that it needs to kind of pull back against in order for you to launch it as far and as wide as possible, in order for you to hit your target. And when you're looking at a target, right, oftentimes targets are not, they're quite small. Targets are quite small when you're thinking of an arrow hitting a bullseye. And sometimes it's very hard to see, because you're thinking of like all these other things. But I think what Spirit is trying to say is, you first have to get rid of the distractions. What do you need to release? The waning moon, that question kind of rearing its head. What do you need to get rid of? What are things that you have maybe been compartmentalizing, that you have been kind of holding on to, thinking, oh, you know, I'll get to it to get rid of it. It's time to release it now. It's time to release it. It's time to let it go. You already know what that thing is, what area of your life that needs to be taken care of, what kind of, maybe there's, and this is for a select few, maybe there's something that's been poisonous that's been growing in your life that you know it needs to be rooted out now. It needs to be taken out. It is a time to purge. It is a time to purge those things and realize that what's planning to be replaced is what it is that you truly want. What it is you want to replace it with, is when you start to really see how everything is connected, how all the moving parts have kind of come together, how this is signaling a much bigger time and event for you than you thought possible. But you first have to let go of something in order for you to gain something. because right now you're distracted and your mind or your heart is kind of all over the place, and you're not able to hit your target. You're not able to kind of see all the possibilities available to you, all of the possibilities. So this is about you taking this time to release, to let go. And it could be letting go of a particular person that you've been holding on to for so long, and it's been stagnating you and them. It could be a situation that you have been mulling over time and time again, and then, you know, walking away from it, coming back to it, mulling it over and over again. I'm picturing someone who's just like, it's like a project that they start, then they go away, and then they come back, they start, and then they stop, go away, and it just it seems to be kind of this revolving thing. And Spirit's saying it's time to end the cycle. This cycle is ending. It's time to let it go. It's time to either complete it, right? Complete that project, complete that thing that you've always wanted to do, or at least release. Maybe you have to release a fear that's keeping you from starting. Release the fear that may be keeping you from stopping as well. And it's time to start something new. And this new thing that you want to start, this new thing that you want to have, it's never too much. It's never too much. For some of you, this is not the time to be clinging to the past. This is the time to let things fall away. This is the time to let things go. Again, this release. And y'all know what it is. Y'all know exactly what it is. Spirit is telling me y'all are going to know exactly what it is. It's like Spirit's like almost likening it to a toy. To a toy. That you've like held on to for years and years, and it's like, but you've graduated from playing with toys now, you know, or you're maturing, and so things that you used to, you know, toy around with or play around with or have, it's no longer sustainable. It's no longer fulfilling for you. So that's why it's time to let it go. So that's the message, the first message that Spirit has. All right? That's the first message that Spirit has for the collective. Let's see what else Spirit has to say. I'm using the Sacred Earth Oracle. We're going to shuffle here. Thank you, Spirit. You. Okay. All right. Let's see what messages are coming forth. Alliance and efficiency. Alliance and efficiency. Alliance. Such beautiful artwork in these cards, yeah? So a song came I forgot who sang this song. I'm gonna have to look it up, but the it's an old like techno song, and it's blue. It's the song called Blue da 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 dee da da da. So it's like I'm blue da da dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da da da. This spirit was showing me somebody being held hostage at knife point, which is a really like crazy image to have, yeah? But there's something like maniacal and also mechanical going on here that's creating a lot of dissonance in someone who sees this, someone who's going to see this message. There's something maniacal and also mechanical that is going on, and honestly they need to stop it. They need to stop it right now. Someone's gonna see this and it's going to hit them, and spirit is saying to heed my words. You need to stop it. I'm seeing that's because whatever it is that they're playing with is like getting into some really heavy dark energy, and they need to stop it. That's all I keep hearing from spirit. They just need to stop it immediately. So alliance and efficiency. Alliance is referring to connectivity. So no one walks this earth alone. And if you're expecting that, or if you are in a space where you feel like that's all there is like just me, myself, and I, just me, myself, and I, that what I do or what you do doesn't affect others, doesn't impact others, that we're all not connected, or there's no kind of web of life that connects us, then spirit is saying that there's a lack of humanity. There's a huge lack of humanity that's seeming to like surge more, where people are just very careless. And not careless as in, just making, making mistakes and not really looking at what you're doing. There's that aspect, but there's like people who are uncaring, who are devoid of empathy, devoid of compassion. Who don't realize or refuse and is hiding behind this mechanical, robotic way of living that is keeping them disconnected from humanity. It's time to stop it. It's time to stop it. We are in alliance with each other. Spoken and unspoken. Conscious and subconscious. We are in alliance with each other. Everything is connected in this world. Everything. Because we are of this earth. We are of this earth. We are of this planet that we live on. All of us are responsible for each other. And the moment that we start to think that we are not, that is how the earth and the world begins to decay. and we become way more, maniacal and robotic and less involved in our humanity and what happens to it and its evolution. So it's really important to understand what community is. The people that we see every day, our families, who we interact with, our friendships, all of these things, all of these people. And we can even go into our animals, right? Pets, bugs, any kind of plant life, right? In some ways, we all need each other. We all need each other. And I'm not just talking about, humans, but also just different life forces. We are all working in connection with each other in order for us to continue living, to continue evolving, to continue moving. And when the sentiment and the energy starts to shift in a way in which everything has to be mechanical, where there's no emotion, there's no depth, that's when we lose our connections. So just be very mindful of that. Be very, very mindful and aware of how you connect to others and the importance of that. How your life and the choices you make affect others. Be mindful of that. When you need to reach out to someone, don't be afraid to reach out. Talk to someone. Create with someone else. Engage in nature. Engage with nature. Use your senses. Communicate. Build community. That's really going to be important over these next couple of years. It's going to be very dire and important over the next couple of years. Connectivity, alliance, being in alliance with each other. Efficiency. Oftentimes we want things to be efficient for us. We live in a world where things operate much faster than they did before. And our emotional responses to this type of state, this type of efficient state, a lot of us have become impatient. And we gravitate towards things that come quickly, come easily, just as much as they leave quickly and leave easily. We really need to think more about our effectiveness. The effect and the affect. Spirit is telling me that the planet is grinding right now. The planet is grinding. It is fighting. Animals, they are fighting for survival. We, as people, are fighting for survival right now. And we have become expendable because of efficiency, because of our need, and not even just our need for efficiency, but this cosmetic belief that everything needs to come to us quickly and easily. We need time to rest. We need to give ourselves the space and the time to rest, to dream, to imagine, to be effective in our creations, to let our imaginations run free and run wild. It's not all about efficiency and how quick things can come to pass. How can we adjust? How can we shift and move and adjust? I think that's all Spirit wanted me to share. Hopefully, these messages that come through resonate. I think we need to talk about how and why things are the way they are right now in this world. I'm thinking globally, and our need for immediacy, and really questioning that, and also questioning why we feel at times that things have to be very individualistic, because oftentimes it's false. No one gets to where they are on their own. There's always some kind of helping hand, even in the very minuscule or very minor experiences or elements. There's always someone who's a part of your group that you don't realize, you may not realize is a part of your group, that is there, offering a kind word, giving of their time. So really, really consider that. And I know these were kind of like two different messages that kind of came through. Or it could be, multiple messages all into one. But that's what Spirit wanted to bring forth. And I'm very thankful for the messages that have come through. So, yeah, y'all, that was my channeled message for the collective. I hope that this resonates. Please comment below if you feel connected to the reading, or if maybe something that I said that Spirit provided that stood out to you. I'd really appreciate your feedback. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Of course, there's definitely more videos on the way. I'm excited to bring more content to you and to my channel. All right, y'all. It's your girl Nisi here with Wild Pear Tarot, and I'm gonna catch y'all later. Bye.